Well, here we are back in Mittenrahm, in the background, continuing the work, getting very, very close to being finished. So we'll come back around to him in a moment. I think I had taken another shot already in the last video, so I don't think these have actually changed. I haven't done anything in the last 2 weeks because I realized once I started to put these in that I was going to need to know where the statues, the big statues, were, because these are going to interfere. So I dropped that and began working on the actual main big statues. So there are 2 done now. The statue itself is done of the creature. The figures are still waiting to be worked on. This is obviously the threatened hippocampus, and eventually I felt that a single hippocampus with a rider wouldn't be enough compared to the size of the Firebird. So I came up with this idea for basically the 2 pulling a chariot. Chariot's a little close. Could do with backing it up. Looking at it now, I can see that the midpoint for the chariot should probably be here. Not really sure what I'm going to do about that. You know, like, I think this point should be sat over here, so maybe 2 or 3 blocks further back. It's obviously not important. It's not supposed to be real life. It's just a statue. So I played around a little bit with the trident, but yeah, as I said, most of the work on this guy will be done after the 4 main statues are finished. I don't think there's anything more I want to do with these. There's obviously no slabs and stairs that are going to be practical for what this is. So, weird. So yeah, I guess they're done. I think I prefer these the most. I wasn't completely happy with the legs to start with. I took some doing to get the whatever these are, fins on the end of its legs instead of hooves. Something along those lines. I didn't mind too much that they are actually too close to each other. I think it gives it a better statue feel, that it's kind of clumped, as if it was made of a single piece, and that, you know, it's more stable like that. Obviously it's not really balanced on anything. I don't know what I'm going to, I don't even know if I'm going to do anything about it. Probably just stay like that, but this guy actually came first. And as you can see, the wingspan gives him a much bigger feel than the hippocampus. So it was like, yeah, I'm going to have to up the scale for at least that particular one. This one's not too bad because it's a larger creature with its own wings. So one of them and the rider should be fine. Again, the rider is waiting on the finish of the other statues before I come back around and start finishing them all. It's obviously by far and away the easiest thing to texture. You know, you want your flame effect, and that's about the size of it. Got some nether block and deep slate, I think. Oh no, that's black stone in amongst the coal. Give that a little bit of texture. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about the netherite, nether bricks. I did play with the red terracotta, but I think it's too dark for the red concrete and too light for the nether brick. Too orange. It's really the wrong color for that. I don't know what it looks like there. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Although, to be honest, probably better using the orange terracotta. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know what the mango's like. Mangrove. It's not too bad. Still a little bit lighter than it really could do with, and I think I'm out of options for the red. I don't think there's any way to interesting choice, but far too different from the nether brick. I don't think we've got anything less that's going to actually be universal. Netherrack's probably too light. Anyway, so distracted. This has been a real pain. I don't think I've spent more time yet than the others, but he's been a real headache. The beginning pose based very heavily on the horse statues in the city. They I don't know, they a little too low. I don't think I'm quite where I really wanted it to be still. I need to be careful about making the back too straight. I think this is a little bit closer to then maybe what I started to envision, with the neck nearly upright and the head. I think it might have been aiming for maybe the head being back slightly. Maybe one of the legs actually up. But there's been a lot of sculpting. Really putting in a block and then knocking it away because it's just not in the right place, and keep going until it is in the right place. The original wings went out like this, were along this line, and I decided I wanted them up more. Probably mostly to contrast against this phoenix. Well, I don't really want them the same, which they wouldn't have been. I was aiming for something slightly more downward. But this is when I had to do a Google search, because one thing I can never remember with the feathers is which one overlaps the other, and it's the outermost feather goes under the one after it. So this is on top of that, this one will be on top of this, and that goes down all the way through the wing. But while I was looking at photos, there was one of a dove, I think, with its wings in roughly this pattern, and you could see that there was a twist to the wing feathers. So it'd be like, this would have to go here, and then it'd be another twist, and it would eventually just sort of come out, curve down, and join here, which isn't too far off of what was in the picture. But yeah, so It's obviously what I've been doing. I've given myself a lot of tidying up to do. There's been some tweaking to the statues, which was threatened in the previous video. This guy over there had the threatened alterations to his arms. That was all done. This reach was modified to match what this guy had, and then this guy had his armor put behind his back to try and better flow with the way that he's kind of almost falling forward. This was the one that mainly triggered the interest in putting the statues in, because these guys are supposed to have these wings on. I folded this like it's a pair of actual wings, but it's not. It's an elytra style thing that should look more like a butterfly wing. So it should be more like this flow here. And even in that situation, I think it's still going to clip this leg, and this guy's, well, this guy's just going to hit this guy, so it's like, I don't really know how I'm going to deal with this. I suppose these wings could come down, just straight down, so there's an angle. Should give me all the room I need. Fold it over like traditional fairy wings. Probably needs to come out a little further than that because there's going to be no room for it. But yeah, you know, something along those lines. Let's see where we are now. Yeah, that should do it. Possibly. I probably need to do this one first, because I think if I do these first, and like, look, it's already here. There's 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2. And like, doing that here, it doesn't even fit. And it's like, if I do this one first, it's going to come out like this. There'll be another set down here, and then the other ones are like this. And it's like, that's never going to fit here. So, but my big question, and I'm just looking at the time and realizing I'm probably going to have to cut out a lot of the rambling. I still don't really know what's going here. There are some options. Need to do a tiny bit of research, but it's a bit of a question mark still. So on that unknown, I shall say adieu, and see if I can actually maybe finish this guy today.